This time, matrix were created by us, eternal collectives of consciousness projected by Source God, who are also the beings to create the first ever eternal avatars. The Elohim, 9,15 billion years ago. The Elohim were the first eternal avatars to ever be created, which meant they could go into any time matrix with their eternal avatars and live forever without ever having to eat, drink, or sleep, and they would never get old. They were the most advanced avatars of their time and were powered by the standing energy of God Source. The Elohim were considered God-like amongst all of the other billions of species of sentient particles of God Source who had to power their avatars with food, water, or auric energy from other beings, and even then their physical avatars would eventually get old, break down, and die. The Elohim really enjoyed their God like status in the time matrices. And as far as they were concerned, they would like to keep it that way about 1 billion years ago. Orphan angels, also created with the same eternal template as the Elohim about 450 billion years ago, decided to create a new super species called the angelic human Christos, which was created from 12 metaterrestrial species and set up to be guardians of this time matrix and its stargates. They had 5 races, each with their own unique abilities. Each of the 5 races were amazing and equal in their value to the angelic human Christos species. Each of the 5 races had a 12-strand DNA template, and it was supposed to be eternal, just like their creators, the orphan angels. Currently incarnated on your planet now as type 1, 2, and 3 indigo children and adults, about 500,000. Who are all here under contract to do specific jobs, but are all more or less here to help all of humanity, including all the invader species, to ascend. One of the 5 races had red skin and had extraordinary intuition and tracking abilities. One had brown skin and had superhuman abilities to survive in hot conditions. One had yellow skin and had a deep respect for nature and were positioned for enlightenment. One had white skin with a hardy physique and could survive in cold conditions and had increased clairvoyance and artistic abilities. And the final one had black skin and were physically strong with beautiful angelic voices. They each also had heightened sensitivity and emotions, and the orphan angels were very happy with their creation. The 5 different angelic human races were purified for 430 million years in another time matrix, and then were seated in this time matrix, which is a special, very sacred time matrix used to crest, become eternal free energy systems, powered by God's source that can eternally regenerate certain avatars.